Hello and welcome back for the very last time to Let's Play Repton, The Lost Realms. This will be a just talking video. It's the first one of these I've ever done, so I wasn't really sure what to put on the screen. I know that some people do face reveals for just talking videos. In fact, I watched one of them earlier today, but I am not that brave. So, instead we get a view of the Lost Realms editor. Since that is the only part of the game I haven't shown off during this Let's Play. So, I've got a few different things I want to talk about. The first thing is I would like to thank everyone who helped to make this Let's Play a success. So, of course, that includes everyone who contributed to both the original game and putting together levels and graphics for the Secret Realms. I won't list everyone by name. I have mentioned names as I've gone on throughout the project. But if there's anyone I've left out, please let me know. I would especially like to thank Jonathan Parkin, Katie Rosane, and Dave Jeffrey, who have left some really helpful comments on the videos, giving a bit some of their perspectives on the development process. A bit of a behind-the-scenes look at how some of the levels and, in Dave Jeffrey's case, the graphics came into being. They have usefully corrected me on a few things that I either didn't know about or got wrong. Dave has provided some very helpful information about the original game engine for Lost Realms and how and why it was rewritten. So yes, thank you very much for the comments. Thank you everyone who's watched and liked my videos. I am not one of those Let's Players who cares about growing my channel. If I was, I wouldn't be playing Repton. I will always be someone who caters to my small niche, and I'm happy with that. So I don't care about the likes from the point of view of being spotted by a silly algorithm or anything like that, but it really does help me to stay motivated and keep going, just knowing that there are, even if it's only a few, people out there who enjoy watching and responding to my content. So thank you enormously to all of you. I have thoroughly enjoyed doing this Let's Play, and especially the fact that it's encouraged me to go back and play through Repton the Lost Realms again. I think it's a wonderful game. Obviously, I love the Repton games in general. I don't think anyone who's got this far watching my channel could have failed to notice that, but I think Lost Realms is a really good evolution of the Repton series. It's a natural progression from Repton 3 because it builds on it just a little. It's only got a few different characters that didn't appear in Repton 3. So you've got the balloons, having both colours of spirits, and those two alone provide so much puzzle potential that it wouldn't even matter if the other new things were not present at all. Especially the fact that the spirits can go through opposite coloured cages. I don't know at what point in the development design of the game that was decided on, but I would guess that it was just a really happy accident, that it was a decision made at some point without too much thought for which way, whether spirits should go through or be blocked by them, without too much thought for which of those would provide the more entertainment and puzzle potential. As well as those, we have, of course, the absorbency and absorbaline, and the fact that levels can vary the number of doors you can open for each pill. That has had a lot of potential, even if I was a little bit evil with it in that very last level. And finally, of course, the freeze pill. Definitely Lost Realms' least loved new feature, but not completely worthless. Not completely bad. And it does, of course, fill up the character box at the bottom of the editor, giving us an even number of sprites so that things look balanced. I guess that what I'm saying is that the Lost Realms continues the Repton series' really strong tradition of making the most of a very few puzzle elements. So Repton 3 has been out there for so many years. So 85 to 2010. So it was 25 years at the time Lost Realms was released. So we'd been playing with spirits and cages for so long already, and although they definitely have a lot of potential, there are still Repton 3 levels and even Repton 1 and 2 levels still being designed. Well, not so much Repton 1 anymore, because Superior did release the Mystic and Challenge sets, which contained most of the new Repton 1 material that I know about. But anyway, getting lost in my own sentence structure. It's a bad habit of my father, and I hadn't quite realised that how bad I have it too. So, yeah, what I'm saying is that we needed that little bit extra, and the balloons, the opposite coloured spirits, the absorbency, they provide just that perfect little touch, just a couple of new things that just open the design space so wide. And it's not just that potential, it's the fact that the potential has been realised, that a few of us got together and made so many incredible levels out of it. It's been fantastic to play through them and solve them from scratch now that it's been long enough that I've forgotten most of the solutions. Obviously, me being me, I particularly enjoy the levels towards the hard end of the scale, so the offerings from Dave Jeffrey, Katie Rosane, and our anonymous level designer from Moderato, and of course Richard Hansen's extremely complex level in the Presto set. But not just those, but I think the easier and medium levels have been fantastically well designed as well, and the whole game has been an absolute joy to play through from start to finish. Having talked about the Lost Realms, I do need to talk about the Secret Realms, the follow-up project that did not materialise. Now, what I'm going to say here is from my own point of view and my own knowledge, so I am open to being corrected. The first thing I want to say is that there is definite hope at this point that it will still be finished and released. Dave Jeffrey did actually very helpfully comment on one of the previous videos that he has finished the graphics for the Secret Realms level sets. I don't know if that entails 4 or 5 graphics sets. I'm going to write to him later and ask for more information, but that's really encouraging. The levels themselves, well, I've shown most of them off in this Let's Play, but there is still that grey area in the middle. The Andante and Moderato sets. In total, there are 7 levels there that we have. One of which I did not show off because it's impossible, but that can easily be fixed. So the question there, do we consolidate those into a single level set? Or do we try to build up a few more levels and make it 2 complete sets? I don't know what we'll decide, but I am going to try to make sure that it happens. Now for the hard part. So I need to talk a little bit about why the Secret Realms has been delayed so long. And as I said, anything that I say here is subject to correction from anyone else on the team who would like to offer their point of view. So it was back in 2014-ish we were working on this, getting together the levels, and once each set was in a nice compact package, I think Dave Jeffrey added the graphics. I think he also had the tools. Was it Dave or was it Sarah who did that? To move levels around within a set and add levels from one set to another without having to tediously rebuild them piece by piece in the editor. And things were progressing very smoothly, other than the open question of 4 sets or 5 and feeling uncertain about that decision. And then things went wrong because I had a quarrel with Dave, for which I blame myself. I want to make that clear. So I suggested a modification to one of his graphics. I intended it to be just a suggestion, but I think I may have done so in a rude way. And from what I know, the quarrel may have been the main reason why Dave stopped posting on the forums for a while, and why I didn't know until today that he has completed more graphics than the ones you've seen in this Let's Play. I don't know if he means that he's completed them that he had completed them at that time, or if he just means that he's done them since then. Anyway, so it was hard for me to be put in the position of team leader when I obviously didn't have the necessary qualities to see the project through to completion. And I'm really sorry to Dave, and I'm sorry to everyone who was hoping for the project to come out and see a release sooner than this. But I hope that we are going to mend things, put things back together, and get the project moving again. I think it is very possible that this will happen now. And, you know, I've learned a bit from my mistakes, and maybe we can do a bit better this time. So I think right now that's everything I want to say about the Secret Realms project, and we should move on. The next thing I want to talk about is this Let's Play. Just before I started it, I did a Let's Play of Katie's Axolotl and Badger Repton 3 sets. I think these two Let's Plays have been a bit of a testing ground for me. When I first started this video channel, the reason the channel is called Sentinel Proxima is that I was putting together a long play, so videos without commentary, of a silly game called EG. I never actually finished that long play. But then I had the channel, so I started putting up some Repton stuff. I've done long plays of the original Repton and Repton 2. I think my Repton 2 videos are still the most popular ones on this channel. And then I started putting up a lot of challenge solutions for individual Repton 3 screens. And since the Repton 3 music is a bit repetitive, I put a lot of songs on them. Disney, Johnny Cash, whatever fit with the theme of the scenario. Those were my younger and more innocent days. So I wouldn't do that again. I'm not going to do any more videos like that, is what I mean. But I would like to keep producing content, and I think now that I've gotten a little bit more confidence in talking on video like this, I think maybe I will be able to do more in the Let's Play format. So I have some ideas for things that I would like to do in the future. I don't know which of them I will do next or anything like that. Let's reset, and then I can write as well as talk. So ignore the line numbers. I'm just putting those in because then the BBC will not say syntax error after every line. So, Repton is, of course, it's what this channel is best known for, and conversely, this is one of the main channels for Repton content on YouTube at the moment. There are not that many other Repton Let's Players that I know of at all. There's Katie Rosane, of course, Lord Triax, Jonathan Parkin. Not a huge number. So it's something I need to do, I think, to continue producing Repton content, because I am one of the few left keeping the memory of these games alive. So one thing I've done recently is a speedrun of the original Repton. I definitely want to beat my time on that. I want to get below 18 minutes, and then I'll probably leave Repton 1 alone, but I'd like to also do Repton 2, 3. I'm putting a question mark after 3 because For the speedrun.com website, which you've probably heard of, it's a site that collects speedrun records from all manner of games, and Repton 1 was the first. So it wasn't the first BBC Micro game on the site. There were a number of others that were multiple platforms, including the BBC Micro, but my speedrun of Repton 1 was the first ever BBC Micro speedrun on the site. There are more there now. Anyway, the reason I mention speedrun.com is that one of their requirements for getting a game onto the site is having a speedrun of the whole game. So for Repton 3, that would mean doing all 24 levels as a single speedrun, instead of the more natural speedruns of each scenario. Oh, okay. Just taking me a little time to get used to the inputs on the BBEM emulator, which is what I'm using, because Shift 8, which has an asterisk on my keyboard, is actually what I use to input the left bracket. I'll leave the line wrapping like that, it doesn't matter. And then, of course, I'd love to speedrun Repton the Lost Realms. There's my colon. Of course, that's even more difficult. Same number of screens, 24, but you've seen what some of them are like if you've watched the videos up to this point. So that would be quite a challenge, but definitely an interesting one, and I think I might do preparatory videos. So speedrunning the levels individually, showing fastest routes, trying to improve those. I think that could be very interesting. It could also be a huge project that takes me hundreds of videos over the next year or so, and I have no idea if anyone would be at all interested in watching those. You never know. Maximum scores is another thing, of course, for the Repton games. Jonathan is particularly interested in maximum score challenges and I know he would like to see them for his own Lost Realms levels, but I could also do them for not quite all Lost Realms levels, because maximum score in Lost Realms depends on the earth and keys you collect. So for a level to be interesting for maximum scores, it has to have earth and keys. So, for instance, Presto F, no interest at all. There is no earth on the level. There is only one key and you have to take it to get the safes. But there are definitely some levels that have really interesting maximum score challenges that I have solved in the past and would be interested in trying to see if I can equal my old records. So Adagio F, that is one of Jonathan's levels. Presto B, that's one of mine. I think those two are the most interesting maximum earth challenges, but they're not the only ones. So that's a list of Repton videos I might make in the future. It's none of this is promises or guarantees, and I certainly, even if I do all the videos, I'm not going to stick. This is not an order or anything. I'm not saying that I'm going to speedrun all the games and then do... Well, it wouldn't make any sense to speedrun and then do preparatory videos. Anyway, I completely forgot to say, and I should have said before I started typing any of this up, one of my main reasons for doing this is that so that you, the viewers, can tell me in the comments which of these you'd be most interested to see. So I do want to keep this channel going, and for that I need interest. I need to know. Well, I don't need to know, because of the people who watch the video, only a small number are going to comment anyway. So it's only a small sample, but I would definitely be interested in hearing your thoughts. So that is my Repton chunk. But I can definitely make videos of other BBC Micro games. I have, of course, the advantage now of the internet, so I have immediate access to almost any game on the platform. There are a number of games that I had when I was a child that some of them I never completed back in the day, and it would be really interesting to go back to those, give them another try, see if I can get to the end. And then there's other games that I've never played at all, but being part of the Repton community and the BBC Micro community, because obviously huge amount of overlap, it's made it easy for me to hear about other games and get some ideas of which ones I might most enjoy playing. So I always really like the sense of exploration and discovery. A story that I tell quite a lot is that Jonathan and I played all the way through Ravenskull together, both the original BBC Micro and the separate levels in Superior Software's remake. And for the last level, it was so complicated that we could only solve it by mapping it out on paper. And that was a wonderful experience. I really love it when games give me that much of a challenge and that much engagement. That was. So I'm not going to put Ravenskull itself on the list, because although I loved doing that, it's in the past for me now. I'll put it with a question mark. Similar to the Lost Realms, I'm sure that long enough has gone by that it would be fun for me to revisit the game. I'm not entirely sure about how well that would translate to videos, though. But definitely similar games are something that I would like to seek out and complete. So adventures. I'm going to use the word Metroidvania. I use it a bit loosely because there aren't Metroidvanias in the strict sense on the BBC Micro, but there are some games like Codename Droid, for example, that belong to a genre that's bordering on the edge of Metroidvania, but not quite being there. I don't yet know what the best word for Codename Droid and games like that is. That's something I'd like to explore. Definitely Codename Droid in particular, because it is one of the games that I remember from my childhood. I would love to go back to that and beat it. It's a long time to be stuck on a game, but it's just so satisfying when you defeat something that has stumped you previously. And yeah, BBC Micro speedruns, also something I would consider doing. However, having said all that, I don't want this to be just a BBC Micro channel, so my next heading is other community games. A bit of a shorthand because I'm running out of space, but what I mean by community is games whose community I am part of, in the same way I'm part of the Repton community. So, Lemmings, the modern clone version is Neo-Lemmix. I have made some Neo-Lemmix videos already for this channel, but definitely there's a lot more to explore there. It's a platform that supports playing the original game, but also creating new levels, and it's had an ongoing community for 20 years at least. So if I wanted to get into playing custom levels, I could easily do nothing but that for a year. I don't want to go that far, but definitely something I could dip my toe into. One reason I'm hesitant about it is that what I know of the community is that their custom levels tend towards the extremely difficult. In this Let's Play series, I have allowed myself to try solving levels, playing levels without knowing the solutions beforehand, solving them on screen, and I think mostly that has been a successful experiment. I think that's worked out. I think most of the time I've been able to keep up a flow of talking about the level without running into that really awkward, I'm staring at this puzzle and I have nothing to say while I'm staring at it. That happened once or twice, but it's not been too common, and when it does happen, I know how to hit the pause button. As well as Lemmings, the other community that I'm rather deeply involved with is Deadly Rooms of Death. It's another puzzle game, much less known to the general public, so a lot of the people I'm addressing now will never have heard of it. But it's a series of puzzle games that started in, I think, 97, so it's also been around for a long time, and it also has a community that's made a ton of custom levels. I have also made custom levels for it, so if I ever wanted to make videos on that, that's... and finally, other games. Things that don't fall into any of the above categories. So, if you have watched every video that I've put out recently, and I don't know why you would have done, but you will have noticed that I love Hollow Knight. It's a 2017 platformer game, so it's very different from the puzzle games that are most of what I play, but it is an absolutely beautiful game. I would love to do a Let's Play on it. It is the kind of game that if you are not interested in playing it and you just want to watch a Let's Play for whatever reason, you would be better off. You would have more fun watching a Let's Play of someone who has not played it before, going in completely blind. And I could definitely recommend some blind Let's Plays of it, but even so, even though my Let's Play would not be blind, I would be interested in doing that. There is also... so the sequel to Hollow Knight, which is Silksong, is going to come out in a few months' time. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I am absolutely definitely going to be doing a blind Let's Play on that, because it's an opportunity I will not have again. So that will be coming to this channel for certain. I can't promise to see it all the way through, though. It's a complete unknown. I don't know what the game will be like, other than it's by the creators of Hollow Knight, so I'm expecting it to be good. I've heard some of the music for it, and it's great. But if it's too hard for me, or if Let's Playing an action game doesn't suit me for whatever reason, I reserve the right to cancel it if it turns out not to be a good experiment, but I will definitely try the experiment. The other game that I really love, and I have not put any of this on my channel yet, it's a game called Legend of Grimrock. So if you've not heard of that, it's a mixture of puzzle, adventure, and RPG. I think maybe the best way to describe it would be like a 3D Raven Skull, except not quite as nasty. So it doesn't have lightning scrolls that kill you in one hit. It does have many other traps and puzzles. So there's two games. I've completed both of them, so I could do a Let's Play on it, which would not be blind, but would still show the game to anyone interested. I don't know if that would be a worthwhile thing to do, if I'd get any viewers at all, but definitely something I would consider doing. And then, last of all, you know, I can't make a list of every single game that I might play, so I'm leaving a gap at the end. I could easily decide to play parts of, or make a whole Let's Play on some game that's not on this list. If you have suggestions, feel free to go ahead. Just, be aware that I am under no obligation to accept your suggestions, and I'd like this channel to have its own sense of community. So I'd like us to be friendly with each other. Most of the people leaving comments on my videos are people I've never met, but I at the moment, I do feel that I have a sense of community and friendliness, and I'd like to keep things that way. So this has been a very long video, nearly 40 minutes of me talking. I hope it's... if you have listened to this all the way to the end, then I hope it's not been too painful to listen to. If I've said anything out of place, or... Oh, there's a whole thing that I completely forgot to say earlier, which is... I am absolutely open to any sort of feedback on this, on the previous videos, on my Let's Play as a whole, and on anything I've said. So, if I've said something that's wrong or misrepresented anything, then feel free to correct me. Just be nice about it. Yeah. And with that, I think I have run out of everything I want to say. So, for one last time, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time for whatever comes next after this. And right now, I'm in the wonderful and delighted position of having absolutely no idea what that will be. Thank you.